everybody. I'm here today with Danielle Pearson. She is a travel advisor. Say hey.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here.
We chatted a little bit before, and she's so fun and funny. I think this is going to go great. We're going to get along perfectly. So
Perfectly.
tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a travel advisor full time. I my handle is Seek to Explore on Instagram, and I am an affiliate travel advisor, luxury travel advisor with Virtuoso. So those that know the luxury network for travel, they know Virtuoso, and it's been amazing. I started in 2019 and quit my job full time.
So
Um,
exciting.
Full time. So perfect timing. I mean, couldn't have planned it better with, the upcoming pandemic months later, but it's been a roller coaster, but the best kind. I always say I've learned a lifetime of lessons within this like last 2 years. And I honestly think it's just made me a stronger businesswoman, a stronger planner. It's just been incredible. So I'm
A total badass, really.
yeah, I love it. I love it.
So, what did you do before travel? Did you?
Yeah. So I worked for a corporate healthcare company that was privately owned, and they were really my first full-time job out of college. I loved them so much. I was with them for 9 years. And they ended up getting, as you know, I was on that train. I learned so much. I was growing. I was moving up in the company, and I was more client facing. And the next position was really just to manage a massive team, and it's just something I just didn't want to do. I'm much better selling. I'm much better with like building relationships. um but I ended up getting an opportunity to travel remote and live remote for a year abroad.
With
And
that job or?
with that
Oh,
job,
okay.
and I will forever, I mean, so many things I'll ever forever be indebted to that company because it just taught me so much. The people were so amazing. The leadership was incredible. But they were able to let me go and work remotely abroad for a year. And when I came back, I was just like, my soul was changed. I was just so on fire about it. Working remote was new to me. But I just felt like, I was living this great life and working as well and really having that balance. And it was just something I really, really wanted to keep pursuing in the travel space. So, I wasn't working in the travel industry at all. So I started researching what I could do, things like that. And, I had traveled personally a lot up into that point. And people were always coming to me, even before I lived abroad, being like, we're going here. What do you think? Like, what do you think about this place? And then after I'd gotten back from traveling remotely and living abroad for a year, it was like so many people were reaching out.
So, wait,
So people were,
where the heck did you go? Where were you?
yeah. I went with a company called Remote Year, which some people might have heard of them. They stopped obviously during the pandemic, but it was incredible. It was these two guys out of Michigan that started this company. They were working for like I think Groupon or something, and they really were like pioneering like remote travel, with like selling like being able to live a different lifestyle with like keeping your job and working remotely anywhere.
Yeah.
So they created this company, and they ended up interviewing like young professionals all around the world, to form this community of 75. And we like worked and lived together for for 12 months. And Remote Year would like completely, they took care of the itinerary. So we were in a city in a different country, 1 month out of the year for a year.
Oh,
So we started in South
how
America.
cool.
We went to Europe, and then we ended in Southeast Asia. So we were 4 months, 4 months, 4 months. Yeah, it was incredible.
You are so lucky.
I was so
You
fortunate, so
knocked
blessed.
out so much in a year.
So much. And like, again, I was so thankful for my company allowing me to go working remote, keeping conditions that we agreed upon for my job for like full time, but being able to experience life and culture and these countries, like not just for like a trip, but like truly for a month. So it was beyond amazing. I mean, like I said, just changed so much of like who I am, like, and it just forever stuck. Like, I just was like, I can't come back to an office. I
Yeah.
can't work in an office anymore. And I just felt inspired in a different way. I felt inspired. Like, I was with people that were like, they were freelancers or they owned their own company and they were just doing such like amazing things. And I was like, I want to do something like that. Like, I want to do something bigger for myself, too.
And
So
good
that's
for
kind of,
you, because
yeah,
so many people say that every single day and watch other
every
people's
day.
videos and research how to
Right.
do it and never take the leap. So how
Yeah.
freaking
I mean,
cool.
it was pretty amazing. It was packing up and preparing to be away for a year with like out not moving. That was a wild, like again, a wild mental like climb. I was like, how am I supposed like
How do
how
you
am I
even
packing one
pack for that? Yeah.
right? How do I pack one
How
suitcase for a
did
year?
you pack for that? Any tips?
It was so funny because like again I had no idea. I really didn't know anybody that did it. They had only started one program before this, so it's like we didn't even get a lot of feedback of to like other participants. So we kind of just like blindly went in. I mean, we all joked that we were like we bought our like flights to Argentina, and we were like, is anyone going to be there to pick us up, or is this a massive scam? Like, what's going on? And
We're
so
getting
it was like
scammed.
running joke that we were like, because there was nothing available about it. Like we didn't know anybody that did it.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, packing for a year was wild. I remember I was like, it was like a running joke that I was always like 15 pounds over in like my carry-on luggage.
Yep.
Like, and like, or I'd have like dresses that nobody had seen and they're like, oh, it's Danielle's Mendoza dress. Like, just so funny. But I was definitely, I overpacked for sure out of everybody. But it was so funny. Like somebody was like, just pack for 3 or 4 months and then you can always send stuff home or just get new things.
Yes.
And that like light bulb didn't click until like I was in Europe and I was like, oh, like I can just buy new items and get rid of them. So it's a lot of like layered pieces. It's a lot of like basics. It's a lot of like things like that. But I think that like light bulb didn't hit until I was like on it.
I do
It's like,
both.
oh, I can
I
just get,
overpack and buy when I get there.
yeah, I can
And
get
then
another
I'm
one. Like,
like, shit, I have all this
yeah,
stuff.
like so it was just so funny, but it really taught me a lot about travel and in another light that I hadn't even like really experienced prior to that. So when I came back, I was just like, I have to do this. So I just started researching about travel advisors, and it was something I could do kind of on the side a little bit. And as it kind of started growing, that's when the end of 2019, I was like,
You're like, I
so
can do this
fine,
for real.
I can do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna jump.
Oh my God, I love that. I mean, you're in control of your own life. And I think we all forget that so much,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
You're like
no,
unhappy or you feel stuck in a job or stuck somewhere and you need
we're
to
never.
move.
Yeah, like we're never stuck. I think that's something that you feel like it. You feel like, oh, I don't want to start over. Like there's a lot of fear. I mean, trust me, it's not all like it's not all great all the time. There is days that just, you're scared, you're leaving a big salary to like truly start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Um, but for me that desire and determination and motivation was just, it didn't matter. I was like, I'm doing this. I was just I just wasn't being fulfilled anymore. And I was like, I needed something else for myself. And thank God,
Yeah. And you're not a tree. If you move somewhere and you hate it, just move back. Just move again.
please, I'm like, I always say, I'm like, if God forbid this ended tomorrow, you get another job. You do something else. It's like there's not there's not enough jobs
Yes.
anywhere to do something. So I'm like, I think that always is comforting. And I'm just like, listen, just because I've done this, and if the worst thing that could ever happen is just go back and get another corporate job, it's fine. But I think, thank God I'm not in a place, to do
I
that. And
don't
it's
see that
just,
happening for you.
no, but it's like, I think it's those things, that those hard weeks that you're like, okay,
Yeah.
um, So it's like, yeah, nobody's ever stuck. There's always, I mean, people can start over at any time doing something they love. And I'm just so, so blessed to be doing something I love every single day, you
I
know?
love your posts and videos. You guys
Oh,
at Seek to Explore, seriously, she just went to Puerto Rico, right?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto
So
Rico.
October was wild. I was in the Maldives, Sri Lanka. We did. We went back. I met our. We do like an agency retreat every year. So affiliates of our host agency, which I can talk more about, but we'll kind of get together in once a year and just talk about the industry trends that are coming for next year, just business development. Hearing from other peers in the industry, building relationships with different hoteliers and suppliers that come. So that was there in Nashville, and then I flew to Costa Rica, and then home. So it was a busy, busy month.
The Maldives are on the bucket list, high up on the bucket list. Give me your
I'm
report.
fully obsessed.
That's what I thought.
And I mean, I sell the Caribbean a lot. I'm a Florida-based advisor. I have a lot of clients in the East Coast, and the Caribbean's beautiful. I mean, it's stunning. But the Maldives, I went last for the first time, not this October, the previous one. So this is my second time back. And I was like, is this really as good as they say it is?
Yes.
And I went and I was like, yes, it is. It is so special. Um, I'm somebody that enjoys long haul flights. I think it's the time that we can kind of disconnect. You can read, you can journal, you can be as engaged or productive as you want, or it's a time to just relax and have time on airplane mode for yourself. And so I really enjoy it. I think flying those airlines that we don't get to see much, you know, it's a treat. It's a journey in itself. So I really enjoy it. And I would say, some people that maybe are afraid to fly, it's definitely a tougher destination,
Right.
but is worth it to me. The water is beyond, the service is insane. You have people like the Maldives are off the coast of Sri Lanka and India.
Right.
So you're really close to Asia, and you have access to like the chefs that come in these hotels. They're Asian based, they're from Thailand, they're from Bali. Like the food, the cuisine, it's so good. You've got Sri Lanka right
So
there.
fresh, I'm sure.
So, so fresh. Like one of the best like yoga instructors I've ever had was in the Maldives at one of the hotels, and he was from Bhutan. Like I was just like, oh my god! Like when in the without having to go to Bhutan, I got like this
Can I
incredible
take you home
person.
with me?
Yeah, it was like it was amazing. So just what you get over there, the access, it's just so much different than the Caribbean. It's much more about water. And and people are like, "Well, what do we do? It's just a bungalow over the water." It's not. It's active. Like there's incredible surf in the Maldives that people don't even really know about. Um and it's amazing. And so like the water sports, the snorkeling, like the diving,
Also,
like
if you're complaining about
right,
how there's
right,
nothing to do in a
right,
tropical paradise, whatever.
right,
Go somewhere
right.
else.
Like, but I'm just like, it's not just about like laying in your bungalow doing nothing. Like, and or you can do that, and it's great.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, what is wrong with like? I think so many people too, like bringing up that point. I'm like, so many people just like have to sometimes feel so active and productive on their vacations, and I'm like, you can lay there and do nothing.
Yeah.
When do we get to do that?
I want to do a whole ass episode about that. Like people who just want to go lay and that's it, relax on vacation, and then people who are like thrill seekers and have to constantly have an itinerary and be doing stuff.
And like sometimes you want both. Sometimes you want two vacations in a year that's very active and you see a lot. But I think it's okay to like sit on a beach and read a book. Like when do we get to do that?
Yeah.
So I truly love the Maldives. I think it's incredible, and I think like it's 100% worth it. So you've got to go.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Going.
Danielle says, hell yeah, to the Maldives.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
So like, I mean, you have like the whole world as your oyster. How do you choose locations for your clients? Where to
So
begin?
it's tough. It's really tough. I think, I always tell my clients, I'm like, there's no wrong answer. this is the fun part. I like to come in and really with my clients, when they come to me, we sit down for a call for 30 minutes. I have a questionnaire that goes out before our call just to kind of understand preferences, the vibe of the trip, what are they wanting, how many days, time of year they want to go. All of that factors into destinations we're talking about. Budget, of course, but once we kind of get on the phone, I talk through, maybe they're coming to me about where they want to go. And they're very like, this is it. We want a trip to Italy. And I'm like, beautiful. And then we start really diving into Italy. Sometimes they come and I've had honeymooners that are like, we don't know where we want to go. Like, this is the time of year. Like, where would you go?
They're
And
like, do you have like
I
a
love,
hemisphere or
yeah, and sometimes they're just like they don't know and they want that expert opinion. They want to have like feedback on different areas. They're like, well, we want something tropical or we want something more adventurous. So we kind of just like I'll break down like what they love, what's been their past favorite vacations, what kind of, what they want for this trip, everything, and I'll kind of help them talk about different destinations I think would be a great fit. Or they're like, hey, we want something like, we want a tropical beach. We want to sit and lay. We were thinking about the Caribbean, and I'm like, okay, like, well, have you considered the Maldives or have you considered like, or a lot of times are like, people are like Hawaii. And I'm like, what else? I was like, there's so many things that are different. Like,
boring?
yeah, Hawaii is it's gotten so inundated with the pandemic and prices are just sky high and
Yes.
it's beautiful. And I think if people want to go and do it, it's great. We know how to do it. But I think if you're open, there's places like St. Lucia, there's places in Puerto Rico, like Dorado Beach they're lush, they're gorgeous. The food is amazing. If you're coming from the East Coast, like it's so much easier to get
So
to.
close, yeah.
And I'm like, if you've got the time to fly 20 hours to Hawaii, keep going. Go to Asia. Like,
Yes.
about
Stretch
that.
your
And
money.
yeah, like if you
Seriously.
thought about Bali, like it's amazing. And I'm like, it's so, so that's what I kind of try to come and just kind of advise on. So sometimes I have clients that are just very specific on where they want to go for this trip, and sometimes they're a little bit more open. So that's really fun to kind of dive in with them and get to talk more.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
like, in your experience, what's the most positively reviewed trip that you've sent your clients on? I'm
Oh
sure
God,
that varies like crazy, but
it varies
if you
like
get
crazy.
some good feedback, is it usually like a handful of places you can think of?
I say, I mean, oh God, I mean, I hope every client comes back with, always great positive feedback, but I think, um, Asia's always a surprise when they consider it. I think there's the service in Asia is so amazing. I mean, if you kind of look at some beautiful luxury hotels like the Rosewood and, Six Senses, different brands like that, Raffles, like those flagships are born in Asia. So, that service is started there and it's so, so good. And I always say, I'm like, Mexico and Asia has the best service that you can get.
Yeah.
And so I think that is always a positive, like positively reviewed um, area of the world. I've started selling Africa a lot more. And I mean, Africa, like it changed my heart so much. Like it is, I think the first time I went, which was in 2019, it was actually the trip I did when I quit my job full time to like
Hell
start.
yeah. Go on a
It
safari
was like,
to
yeah,
celebrate.
it was such a celebratory trip. It was such like a monumental trip. And I like cried 3 times on it. And I was just like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe the people are beyond incredible. Like, we all as human beings are like, our ancestors it goes back to Africa. So it's like there's this human connection that's there. And it's a feeling you get immediately with the people. And it's just incredible. So those are always big. I think the places that surprise people that they didn't assume and if they're open, like it always just blows their mind.
Is a safari like as logistically complicated as I think it is?
It's pretty it can be
Like that
complicated.
sounds like just a nightmare to book all of that.
It's a
Like
lot.
where are
It's
you
a lot.
staying when you go on something like that?
Yeah, so I think it like again, it depends on time of year, like how much time you have. I think South Africa is like amazing to get so much in that country. Like so you've got Cape Town, which Cape Town needs to be added to everybody's bucket list. Like it has to be. Like when I went,
Done.
which was just this past January, it was truly like I was like, how did it take me this long to get to this part of the world? Like it
Okay.
looks like it looks like Malibu. Like it's incredible. It is so clean. It's so beautiful. There's houses on the cliffs, like there's little roads, like just like places in Malibu. The surf is amazing. Sunsets are gorgeous. Like
They're speaking
and
English for the most part, right?
they speak no, they speak English
Fully, yes.
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely speak English. And so it's just in like the food is amazing. Like
What are we
and
talking?
so
Like what kind of food is it?
oh, it's like a lot of just everything they have is just super fresh. It's a lot of like seafood, because you're on the coast. But just everything is just so incredible. Um, and then you've got wine country that's literally in your backyard in Cape Town.
Oh, I wouldn't have
Like,
thought that. Yeah.
yeah, so Stellenbosch, all of that is like literally I think it's like 45 minutes drive from it's super easy.
Ooh.
So it's amazing to pair with like wine lovers, a nice like adventurous city. You can be super adventurous in Cape Town. There's incredible hiking. Again, some of the diving is like the best. Like, I mean, for really crazy adventure travelers, I mean, you have like shark, the cage shark diving, like crazy stuff.
Would you do that?
Um, no.
I see video. I see like the videos of it going slightly wrong, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, I think I would be on the boat to watch it, like, but I could not submerge
I'd
myself
have my
in.
phone out in case shit hit the
Yeah,
fan, but I'm not getting in the water.
I was like, I'll look at it. I'll see, I'll pull the audience, see how everybody's reacting, but I'm like, I don't know.
I'm
Like,
scared.
that's way too scary.
You're asking
But
for
I'm
it.
also, yeah, I'm a snorkel gal. I like being at the top of the water,
Yes.
looking down. I am not a diver. I'm just like too much can go wrong. Like I'm just like I don't think we're meant to really see everything down there. Like that's totally
I'm
different.
not like an awesome swimmer in general, so I certainly don't want to be locked in a cage underwater.
Yeah, like
No.
that's
I can barely go out past like the sandbar in the ocean.
no, couldn't agree more. Like I could not more. I'm just like, no, that
No.
is
Fuck that.
no, not into it. Not into it.
Okay,
And I'm
so
just like,
when you go to these places, are you like going just for vacation? Like, are you budgeting for like an awesome vacation, or are you more like
yeah.
vetting places for your clients?
So I'll do a little bit of both in like throughout the year. So when I'm going on specific work trips, I'm usually being invited by a hotel or a destination specialist that's part of our Virtuoso network. So they're bringing advisors to come and really learn, experience, be educated on the destination we're selling. So in January, when I went to South Africa, I was invited by a great company down there and that took a handful of advisors and they set up our itinerary, like again Cape Town, winelands, safari, and we got to experience what our clients would experience. We got to see how operations ran, we got to see how the hotels were. We vetted a bunch of hotels while we were there. You're checking things out. I think in this business, like it's always, you're not looking personally what you would love, but like what clients do you have that would work for this? There's always a place for everybody. Um, and so it's personally getting to see it. It's seeing how the service is. It's seeing how just everything. It's like, it's so many details you're looking at. So a lot of those work trips, that is, I'm there vetting places out and destinations out for my book of business, for my clients, for my future clients,
Yeah,
and it's great. I become more of an expert in that area when you get to see it, feel it, experience it, everything.
absolutely. Your just validity of suggesting that place goes up like crazy.
It, it,
You're like, here's a
you know,
photo of me. This could be you.
right. And you kind of like, you have to understand how it is. Like you don't, people don't realize like, okay, you think, oh, Kruger National Park is super close to South Africa. Like, can we just drive? Like, no, like you got to fly, and you're flying to, it's just so many things that you don't think of. And you're like, oh, it doesn't look that far. Like, and, it's just, they're dirt roads, they're bumpy roads. Like, that's nothing you want to be traveling on, and how much time it takes and things like that. So it's just understanding that too.
Especially a
Like,
trip that exotic and specific, you should
right.
definitely hire a travel advisor, right?
Right. Have to. I mean, you really do. And that is, I think that's something that has just been such a point that's been driven home with me personally. It's like, I get it. Like, I'm a planner. Like, I've traveled around the world before I got into this business. I, I understand it, but knowing what you don't know and having somebody that has a huge network that can basically elevate your trip, take care of you, take the planning off of you. If something goes wrong, like, it's not only me, I've got destination teams that are like in country. Like, you have an entire team that's working behind you to make sure everything is goes swimmingly.
Right.
That level of insurance and just peace of mind, it's invaluable. And so I would never book a trip now without an advisor, because it's I also, even if you're booking a hotel, like if I'm booking a nice hotel, I want an advisor booking it, because they've got stronger relationships with that hotel, and they can elevate my experience, with like amenities, just level of like the hotel flagging me as a VIP. Like, it's little things that go a long way. And people don't know that until they've used one, and it really does make the difference.
Yeah. And just from a safety standpoint, too, right?
Oh my God,
I
especially in
can't
country,
imagine. Yeah.
you these destination specialists I'm working with, like, again, just talking about South Africa, they have vetted the drivers, the guides, everything. They have vetted on the ground. They have seen them in person. They have made sure their qualifications are good. Things that, like, I wouldn't be able to do on my own.
Google can only
So
take you so far. And things
exactly.
can go so sideways so quickly. You don't want that.
I don't I don't ever look at I don't look at like TripAdvisor reviews, because you don't know who's reviewing it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working specifically with trusted partners on the ground that are telling me honest feedback, and that's who I'm ultimately reviewing with.
Yeah.
So, I think the internet is a great resource. It is also can be very, very dangerous.
Misleading. Very misleading.
Very misleading with when it comes to things. And again, it's kind of like, you don't know what you don't know. So it's tough, but yeah.
So I feel like just from you explaining where you've traveled to, you're gonna like convert people listening to this podcast to be travel advisors.
Yep.
If you do, which I'm sure you will, where like step one, I know you said that you were just like Googling what to do, but from your expert opinion, like how would somebody get started? And like what does year one look like financially? Are you kind of like scrapping it for
Yeah.
a while or
So if somebody was starting out to become an advisor, I would definitely say do your research, understand what kind of advisor you want to be. Um, from somebody that, like, our family had used travel advisors, so I knew the network I wanted to be in. Um, I would definitely say, like, that would be the first step. Just research what you want to do, how you want to do this. This is your book of business, so you want to find the right host agency to support your business
right?
with. So that was, for me, it was a big one. I interviewed with big agencies that supported independent contractors like myself. I spoke with, ones in our backyard, in my city. Ultimately, I landed on a host agency, Departure Lounge, and they're incredible. The founder and owner of the company, Keith Walden, he's been in the industry so long. He's highly respected. He's worked for Virtuoso for years before he branched off and did his own agency. He's very innovative. He's forward thinking, and he is all about his advisors, running to the top of their book of business, and however, he can do to support that. Um, So I loved that. I connected with that right away. I identified that right away. And it's just been incredible. He's been an incredible mentor to me in my business. And I think the agents that he's also brought on have been so incredibly helpful. And that's ultimately like what's just been amazing.
Yeah. So with the
So I would,
agency, sorry,
yeah, yeah,
just question while we're on that. With
yeah.
the agency, does that help you like get clients, or does that help you book stuff, partnerships with hotels, all of that?
Yeah, so sometimes there's leads that come from the agency that they'll send over. Most of my business, and I would say 90% of it, is referrals. So sometimes I get a couple leads, every throughout the quarter, and it's great. But most of it's referrals. So he's setting up a host agency where we're able to use vetted suppliers, destination specialists. We're preferred with different hotels around the world, and they're ultimately helping with my back office with invoicing and more of some administration stuff that comes up throughout my like cycle of
That's
business.
awesome.
So yeah, but there's we have an air team that really helps with our air department and booking flights and things like that. So it's a lot of resources that I've attached my business to with the help of Departure
Yeah.
Lounge, which is
It's a
great.
little headquarters.
It's a little headquarters, yeah.
I love that. All right. Well, I think that covers that. If you guys want to be a travel advisor, first of all, just DM at Seek to Explore. You
Yeah,
got an
just
expert at your fingertips.
and it's funny, like it's a different way in what we're consuming information now. I mean, so much is social media driven, and so you're already, there's a difference between like an influencer and an advisor. Influencers, they might get, I don't know, a free night stay or a meal or something, but they're not. You got to be careful because you got to see where their motivation is behind posting things, and what's really driving it. Yeah, sometimes, my work trips are like comped, but you're seeing such a big itinerary. And there's times I've gone and I've just been like, I can't sell this right now, and it's giving honest feedback. And for me, it's just more of going out there and being able to really experience it and learn more about the area I'm in so that I can, hopefully bring even more information that I had to the table for my clients that fit the bill for that destination. So it's, just be careful when you're looking on the internet with, if you're looking at doing this or wanting to do this, really, really research and check out, travel host agencies for travel advisors and just like, do a little bit your own research as well.
Yeah, for sure. And once you do get started, what does like climbing the ladder look like? Does that just mean that you get to book bigger, better, more luxurious trips, or?
Yeah. Well, and everybody's goal is so different in this business. And that's why I think it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Um, when we just got together in Nashville for our, annual retreat, it's amazing because, there's so many advisors with such different books of business. People are cruise specialists, people are African specialists, people are food and wine specialists. They, they're group specialists. They're wedding destination advisors. It's so different and so diverse. Some people are working only part time. They're doing this as, a love, and they're not having to like do it for a lot of money. They have that
Luxury.
exactly. And so, but for me, it's full time. And I think that's what's great about this industry and business is like you really can do as little or as lot as you want. So for me, growing my business is definitely growing the right clients, growing like repeat clients, um, and doing more, doing bigger trips, doing those bucket list trips. Like that's what I want my business to grow at. So it's just different goals for everybody.
So, I mean, you're an entrepreneur. What's the goal? Like, how does this all end? You're gonna book like Beyonce and Jay-Z's
Oh my God.
vacations. That's the goal, right? There you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I was sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, that would be amazing. Like, yeah, that to me is like, I would love to get into bigger, huge, like wild trips. Like that to me
Yes.
is such a goal. You know, but I also think like doing doing more, and the future for my business I think just is like having longevity in it and keep doing something I love, keep vetting the right clients for me.
You only
And
started 2 years ago.
I know
And like look, and like you've just been chilling in the Maldives and Sri Lanka, and like look at you.
it's crazy. Well, and, and like, I don't have children, and, I have that luxury to do more. So being able to do a lot of it now is something I really want, knowing that that could slow, that time to travel might not be as available. So kind of doing it now is something I really want to do, and learn as much as I can. So, I've got that time to do it. But yeah, I think, with looking at where my business could be in 5 years, I mean, definitely, it's not just about how much I'm making, it's more to just about like what dream clients I could get, so
You are so booking a trip for me and Bobby. It's not even
I cannot wait.
funny.
He has reached out to me in the past. Bobby, if you're listening, call me right after this.
I know. I'm going to make that happen.
You're going to the Maldives. It's going to be amazing.
Oh my God. I just want to stay in a hut. Is that too much to
No,
ask?
it's not. It is not too much.
Gosh. Awesome. Well, that's really all of the
Yeah.
travel advisor specific questions I have for you.
Okay.
I guess just like finish it out with a highly, highly, highly recommended Danielle Pearson location.
Oh my God. Well, I've got so many. Like,
How many places have you been to?
so I've been to 49 countries, and this year I'll end with 51. So
You spoiled brat.
crazy. It's really crazy. It's honestly like I still can't believe it. It's nuts. So I'll
Oh
be
my God.
going back to Africa next month. I'll do Victoria Falls, and Botswana. And so I've been hearing about Botswana being like this new crazy, like it's the next wave of like safari. It's safari by air, it's safari by water, like by sea, and then by land as well. So I'm really excited to see it. I've done East Africa and then South Africa. So I think for me, what I could sell is Botswana as well. So I'm really excited to see it and, vet it for the right clients. But I don't know. I mean, I am such a lover of South America. I'm such a lover of Asia. You feel like you're on the other side of the world. I think those destinations just wow you. The culture, the people, like the feeling you get when you're there. It's unlike any other. And I would say those are my big ones. I mean, but again, I'm a lover of Greece. I could go to Greece every single year,
Oh,
every single summer,
Greece.
and be so happy. Italy is like, I mean, there's so many areas of Italy that feel different and special. I'm a big fan of Mexico. Like, I think Mexico is highly underrated.
Best food in the world. I said
Best
it.
in the world. It is truly something special. Some of the best hotels I've ever experienced in my life are in Mexico. And when people are like, I don't want to go to Mexico, I'm just like, why? Why don't you?
Who told you that?
Who told you that? And I mean, I understand from a safety perspective, but that is why you work with a travel advisor to make sure you are, in transfers that are certified, you're in areas that are vetted, like it's just important. But my God, Mexico is just, it's got it all. It's
I
really,
think we're going to Tulum next year.
oh my God. Oh my God. It will be amazing.
So I'll
Like,
have to message you about that.
I've even got, I mean, I've got another area if you guys are open to even considering it. Something that
Sure.
20 years ago. It is one of my favorite places in Mexico. I've been 4 times. I can't get enough of it. And it is truly like a special gem.
Is it a secret?
Um,
It's a secret.
all
You
right,
guys can't know. We're
I'll
creating hype.
tell everybody just for this special podcast. Everybody, yeah. So
Ooh.
this island of Holbox, it's north of Cancun. It's incredible. It's this little peninsula that takes a car. They now have direct little hopper flights you can take, but it's a car transfer to a ferry, and they only have golf carts on the island. And there's no big hotels. You can walk, bike, only golf cart on the island. It's got some of the best windsurfing in the world. It is stunning. Like, I like to stay at a different hotel every time because they're all so different. They're all privately owned. They're like these little beautiful bungalows. And it's just so special. And like I said, it's not crazy party like Tulum. Like there's definitely places that turn up and it's great. They've got a little area called the Hot Corner, which I'm like,
Ooh,
good God.
that's
Like,
where you belong.
that's where we all belong. Like, that's where I'm like, how are we not having more hot corners in this world? That's what we need.
Oh, hot corner.
But it is something so special. And I remember the first time I was there, I was like, how did you find out about it? I was like asking everybody. I was like, how did you get here? Who brought you here?
Who told you?
Who told you about this place? It is amazing.
Okay, say it one more time.
So it's Island of Holbox.
Island of Holbox. Okay.
Holbox. And it's like Holbox. It looks like Holbox, but it's Holbox. And it's magical. It's chef's kiss.
Love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Okay, I have a goofy ass segment that I think we should do. It's called Opinions for literally no reason.
Love it.
I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of goofball questions. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then I'll put music in that's like opinions.
Ooh, opinions.
Okay. Have you ever repaired a piece of living room furniture with duct tape?
No, but I've literally just nailed in. I just had my soon-to-be brother-in-law nail in nails to the bottom foots of furniture.
Love it.
Like, yeah. So duct tape-esque.
Gotta fix it somehow. Have you ever spent less than $5 in gas?
Oh, I don't think I have, but I've spent under $10 in gas.
Close enough.
Sometimes I'm like, I can't, I am done. Like, I cannot be at this gas station that long. I need a little bit and I'm going. Like,
when I wrote that question, I was like, whoever does this is trash. And
trash.
then like that day I had to do it. And I was like, I'm ashamed.
I would say probably under 10, like an $8 put in, but I'm just like, yeah.
I charged like $2 on my credit card.
Yeah. I'm like, then you get, I'm like, you don't want to be here.
Yeah. If you could have a song play every time you enter a room, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I feel like I can see you like stepping off a plane. It's like, so live your life. Hey.
I also love I love those. I love like a Come On Eileen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just something crazy, like, and just so fun. Like something that just moves you to your bones.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Total classic.
Total classic.
Will you eat a hard-boiled egg in public?
Yes, I've eaten one at the airport. Before I got on the plane, though.
There you go. Yeah, you can't do it on the plane.
Yeah, you can't do it on the plane. I was like, literally, but I did make sure I was like away from people. But sometimes it's like I need, a girl needs to eat healthy.
It has that distinct smell, you know.
Oh, it does. No, I know. I did it at an airport.
Did a family member have a beaded car seat cover growing up?
No beaded car seats in our family.
That's good. That's a good sign.
Good sign. Yeah.
What age would you prefer to stay in forever?
Oh my God. I love my 30s. I think that I'm currently in my 30s, but like, I just think it's been such a great decade so far. And I'm 36 and every year I just feel has gotten better and better. So I don't know. I just love this decade.
I'm so excited to be 30.
You will love
it all the time.
You'll love it so much. You know what you want, you know what you deserve, like the people that are in your life, they're in it for a reason. You've purposely kept them there. You're getting more successful in who you are and your profession and career, and you're getting to afford the things that you really, really want. And I just love it.
You're just like actually your true self. Like I feel like your 20s are just the free trial, and I'm like a different person every day.
Yeah. Like you're dating men that are like, that are going to be, you're done with like the mistakes of your past. You know the ones that you
That's a good way
want.
to put it.
Yeah, you know the ones you want to keep, and the no.
I saw you fishing for that word.
Yeah, like, let me be nice and polite.
What do I call those fuckers? Have you ever gone to Waffle House after midnight?
Oh God, probably not since college.
The one in Jack's Beach is
The
the
one
one
in
just
Jack.
pops into mind.
That's exactly it. I'm like, but I will say my sister just went with her. I'm like, Jackie, what are we doing?
It's so good though. Like I went not that long ago at a normal time of day and I was like, what have I been doing? I
Awesome.
forgot.
Back. It's been a long time. Maybe I need to like try it again. When
You
you
should go at midnight tonight.
oh, yeah.
Go try it out. See what kind of creatures are in there with you.
My God, look at what I'm getting.
Okay. Have you ever brushed your teeth with your finger?
Yes.
Who hasn't, right?
Like,
If you say no,
if you say no,
you're just too responsible.
You're lying.
Yeah, you're lying.
Fine. I'm like, are you just not going to brush? You're not going to put anything on those toothers?
You've traveled tours on those teeth. You've been to 51 countries. You've certainly had to brush,
You have to.
brush with a finger.
Like bottles of water. Like, I mean, my mom's a dental hygienist. So, I mean, I truly never travel without.
My mom was.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
Dental care is a big one in our family. But I mean, my God, I mean, if I don't have a toothbrush, I mean, 100%, I'm putting toothpaste on my finger.
100% I'm putting those fingers in my
100%.
100%. Like my dental hygienist mom's memories are popping into my head. Like you'd open our silverware drawer in our kitchen and there would just be dental tools in there. She'd like sit us up on the counter and like clean the plaque out of our teeth. Just redneck style.
Like so much floss given on their stockings, like everything, like just all the things, like fluoride everywhere. I mean, it would be everywhere in the house.
Open up your birthday present. Not again.
Not again. God, Mom. Not enough.
Do you have a $2 bill saved in your possession right now?
Oh my God, I don't. I have a $50 coin in my car right now.
See, that's cool. I bet you have a lot of like cool foreign money.
So what I did have, I kept the euro abroad, I kept extra dollar bill or like, their currency from each country. And I ended up making like a matte picture with all the extra money that's framed in my room. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those awesome like giant maps where you put the little
So
pins in it?
I don't have one, which it's hard because aesthetically I'm just like, I also need it not to look like a scratch map. So I haven't found one that I'm like truly like in love with yet. But if I do find the right one, 100%, I want to get it.
I'm going to buy a big ass like world picture for this room because like
God.
you just said on this podcast, you were like, yeah, well, Maldives, they're over by India. And I'm like, they are like,
people like, again, you don't. So I have seen one of my favorite travel bloggers who is Leslie Murphy. She's the Road Less Travel. Absolutely love her. And she did in her office, I remember she did a world map wallpaper. And it looked so good. And you could do that right in yours.
I should do it right here on this big, gigantic white wall.
Yeah.
It's asking for it.
And then you could just be like, the Maldives right here.
Right here.
Right here.
You are so much fun.
You are so much fun. This was
a blast. Just to clarify, you guys, we've never met. I know we sound like best friends, but we've never met.
We are. Immediate best.
We are now.
Yeah, we are now.
She's going to plan a delicious trip for me.
Oh my God.
Very soon.
You let me know anytime. And this was so much fun. I think this podcast is amazing and I would love to come back anytime.
Yes, I'm sure you will. So tell everyone like where they can follow you if you just want to do your little plugs.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Seek to Explore. My Instagram is pretty active. So it's Seek to explore and _ and you can follow my adventures there. I've got contact details if you're looking and needing help to plan a great trip. Reach out to me there and I would love to talk to you more about a place in the world I can send you.
And listen to her. She's so fun. She's so nice. You can
Oh
call her
my
anytime.
God.
Awesome.
This
Well,
was
I
fun.
guess we're out. We're gonna
We're
go to Waffle House.
weekend. Oh my God. I love
Later,
it.
nerds.
Okay, see you guys.